Alright, everybody, we got our first episode to Chucky Season 3, Episode 1, titled Murder at 1600, as you can tell by my outfit and this little guy here. Now, I have reviewed all the Chucky movies and the first season, and last year when Chucky Season 2 was premiering, I reviewed every episode every week, giving you my short little thoughts, and I'm going to be doing the same thing for this season. And if you have not checked out my reviews, please do so. I'll probably have my playlist up here. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. When I first watched Chucky Season 2, I seemed to enjoy it a lot more than anybody else did. And I was kind of a bit of a defender on it. But the more I kind of thought about it and I actually rewatched it for this upcoming season, the more I kind of disliked it. The more I saw the season everybody else saw that it had a lot of issues, and I will be reviewing it next week before the second episode premieres, so look out for that. And I was a bit skeptical walking into this season. When I watched that trailer, I was like, this kind of just looks like the same season as Chucky Season 2. I saw Don Mancini put out a post back when this started filming saying, oh, this is going to be the scariest season yet. And I got a bit more excited for it, but when I watched that trailer, I was like, this is probably not going to be a very good season. This is probably going to divide fans as it did last year. But I'll admit, I was pleasantly surprised by this episode. It felt like old Chucky again. It felt like scary Chucky again. And I'm really hoping that it's going to be like that throughout the entire season. I'm really hoping for that. And I really did enjoy this episode so far. So far, this is a pretty good season. I enjoyed it for pretty good episode, not season so far. But this episode I did like. As a starting episode for season 3, I did like it. I do like the House setting. When I first saw that, I was like, it's probably not a good idea. But after this episode, I seemed to like it. And I also thought it was interesting that the guy who played the Doctor and Cult of Chucky, and also who played Lexi's dad in Chucky season 1, is also the vice president in this season so far. I don't know how to feel about that one yet. It's only the first episode. I can't give you my full thoughts on it. I don't know if that's a good or bad idea. I'll probably once this full season comes out and the more the season goes along, I'll be like, you know what? I kind of like him, or maybe I'll think that this is a horrible idea, that it was a bad idea bringing him back. And of course, the big man on the screen, Devon Sawa, has returned for a third time for this Chucky TV series. He played two roles in Chucky Season 1 as Jake's dad and uncle, and in Chucky Season 2, he played the father slash priest in it, and now in this season, he's playing the President of the United States. When I first heard that, again, I was like, well, that doesn't seem like a good idea. I don't like this idea. That's probably not the best idea. But after this episode, I seem to enjoyed it a lot more. Maybe, again, it's only the first episode. I might change my mind as I go along, but so far, it isn't bad. And I do like how this episode kind of went back to the original roots of Chucky, where a lot of people don't know if Chucky's alive, but us as an audience and as fans know. But we only get to see him alive, like, 3 times in this episode, actually. Once in the beginning, once when he kills somebody, and the third time is when he calls Jake, Devin, and Lexi. And those were the only times that we actually got to see him alive, and I did like to see him hiding in the shadows again, like old Chucky. I really hope it stays like that throughout the rest of the season. If not, might be a little mad, but hey, who knows what this season has to offer so far. All in all, I did enjoy this episode. I was a little bit upset about the usage of Jake, Devin, and Lexi. They didn't really have much to do in this one. They were only showing up in like TikTok videos, Instagram videos, and shit like that, where they're like, hey, I want to buy this good guy doll. Lexi was making a TikTok trying to find out where her sister could be, and Devin was just doing his podcast thing saying, where, who do you think did all these murders? Junior could have not done all these things. And I also will say this. This episode is also tackling, and what I'm hearing is that this season might be tackling Jake and Devin ready to have sex, and they really tackled that one in this episode a little bit, and I feel it might go along more in the season, which I'm not against, that's normal. But, all in all, I did enjoy this episode. It was a great beginning to this season. I am very excited for the rest of the episodes. Just because of this episode, I am more excited than I thought I would be for the for the next few episodes. And I will say this too. If you could not, I will say this. If you could not tune in for this episode tonight on when it aired, don't worry, if you have Peacock as of recording this video or whenever you get this, it should be on Peacock right now. They announced this when they were announcing the show, is that the next day after it airs, it will be on Peacock. So if you want to watch it then on Peacock, do yourself a favor and do that if you have not already. And Chucky Season 2 is on Peacock. So if you haven't, do yourself a favor and watch those. And also, this season is supposed to be split into two parts. We're going to get the first four episodes this year and the next four episodes next year because the writer's strike put it on pause. So, this year you will get the four episodes of my thoughts on the first four episodes, and then next year, whenever those come out, you will get my thoughts on the other four episodes. So tune in then. Thank you all so much for watching. If you checked this episode out, what did you think about it? If you did like it, let me know what your thoughts were. If you did not like it, please let me know why. And thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, like it. If you love to subscribe, hit the bell notifications. You will get notified for my latest videos. Until my next video, as a legend once said, thank you very much. I'm sorry.